Hey there, fellow gamers, welcome back to Gaming Nexus, your ultimate destination for gaming news. I'm your host and guide through the virtual realms, and today, we have an exciting list to share with you. Get ready, because we're about to dive into the top 10 RPG games set to be released in 2023. Number 10. Path of Exile 2. We know this has been a thing for a while now and it has been long awaited. And apparently, it's going to finally be unveiled this year fully, and we're going to get a release. We've been waiting for this for about 3 years or so, and the developers have said so far, development is going well. And in the summer of 2023, we should know more. And we're looking forward to that because Path of Exile, the original, is one of the better isometric RPGs still to this day. It's from 2013, it's free to play now. But we've been waiting long enough and it seems like 2023 is when we're finally getting more. Number 9. Sengoku Dynasty. And this is a pretty ambitious game. It's an RPG, but kind of like a bunch of stuff. It's all about you going from a peasant villager to a ruler in feudal Japan. It's all about growing and developing your character, but also building out a village, taking care of your people, and overall just becoming a badass. So it's like combat, life sim, RPG mechanics, a full-on adventure, just a bunch of stuff rolled into one. And it seems like it's cool if they nail the ambitious concept. Going from zero to hero sounds cool in a video game. And we're hoping they nail it. As of right now, Sengoku Dynasty is slated for the second quarter of 2023. Number 8. Obsidian's new RPG, specifically for Xbox since they're owned by Microsoft now. And some people have been billing it as kind of like Obsidian's answer to Elder Scrolls RPGs, like as a fantasy first-person type of thing. But we don't know for sure yet because we haven't seen a lot of this game. But Xbox has seriously been talking up how 2023 is going to be a big year for them. So we're expecting to see a lot more of about. And considering it's been in development for a long time, we're hoping maybe we get to play it this year. We don't know for sure. It's just a guess. I don't know, but fingers crossed. Number 7. Lies of P is essentially the dark and gritty Pinocchio from the software game you've always wanted. This is a Victorian-era, sci-fi soul-like game. With that comes all the RPG-style character building and customization, giving yourself different robotic arms for different capabilities, different weapon types, and lots of combat scenarios. From what we've seen from this game so far, visually and atmospherically, it just seems awesome and unique. There are a lot of adaptations of Pinocchio out there. I mean, just in the last year alone, but nothing quite like this. And with some cool RPG gameplay to back it up, we're definitely in. We've been eyeing Lies of P since it was initially teased. And now that we've seen gameplay, we're even more excited. It's pretty much what we expect, but we're just hoping that they knock it out of the park. And thankfully, we now know it's coming in 2023. Number 6. Wolong, Fallen Dynasty. This is like an action RPG from Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, so it's the people behind Nioh, one of the better Souls-like style games. And this one takes place in ancient China with more intense combat, seemingly crazier boss battles, and seemingly lots of fun elements of character building. There's gonna be a bunch of different playstyles with different weapon types, different magic uses, different specific spells to take advantage of, and hopefully just a ton of depth. It seems like they're doubling down on storytelling on this one too, which is something we wanted to see. I mean, the Nioh games, their previous games had stories, but what we see here so far just seems incredibly cinematic and emotional. Either way, we'll know for sure when this drops on March 3, 2023. Number 5. Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion. This is the big old paid expansion for Cyberpunk that a lot of fans had been waiting for a long time, especially after the game finally got all fixed up. This is being dubbed a spy thriller expansion for the main game with new characters, new Johnny Silverhand stuff, and hopefully a bunch of new bits of loot and RPG upgrades and stuff to mess around with. Also, Idris Elba is in it, and that's cool. It does seem like this expansion is gonna be pretty big, and we're excited to see what comes of it because we do want to spend some more time in Night City, and honestly, the pedigree is pretty high considering their previous game, The Witcher 3, had some awesome full-fledged expansions that were worth the time and money. So fingers crossed that Phantom Liberty releases in a good quality state and is awesome. Number 4. Baldur's Gate 3. We're hoping this year is the year of this game because it's been in early access, and we talked about it way back when it first dropped in early access, but now it is a much bigger game. They spent a lot of time on it, and if you've been patiently waiting, it might be a good time to get into the Forgotten Realms and build your character and go out and do Baldur's Gate style stuff. It seems like they are building up a hell of an adventure here with tons of customization and characters to meet and build up, and if it's anything like the early days of the early access suggested, it's gonna be pretty promising. Expect to see its full release drop in summer 2023. Number 3. Starfield is Bethesda's next game. Developers that makes RPGs like Fallout and The Elder Scrolls are making a space game. You're going to be able to build out your ship, land on planets, do quests, maybe even build your base if you want, and essentially, yeah, it might seem like what a lot of people are saying, Skyrim in space. There's probably going to be a bit more to it than that, but we've only got a little bit of gameplay to go on first with some first-person shooting and a little bit of exploration. People are interested in Bethesda games. Gamers either love them or hate them. But with Starfield, I feel like it's a different setting, a different situation, and I'm curious to see how gamers react to it. I can't wait to jump into it and just see what the worlds are like that they built. You're going to be able to go on a bunch of different planets. Some of them are going to be randomly generated, but others are going to be filled with main quest stuff and cities, and I just want to see what kind of lore they came up with. It's been delayed a bunch, but as of right now, we know that it is releasing in the second half of 2023. Number 2. Diablo 4. We are hoping this is the glorious return of Diablo franchise. Activision Blizzard has been having tough years lately. Diablo 4 has a ton of potential. It's got bigger worlds, more online stuff, presumably more questing, more looting, more killing, just the stuff you'll want from Diablo. Will it ever live up to the original, amazing Diablo 2? I don't know, but I love to see developers keep trying. Just some down-home, good old-fashioned. Number 1. Final Fantasy XVI. This is the big one for us here. It is, of course, a new adventure with new characters, this time around with a bit of an action combat flair, but also, seemingly a very emotional, more adult, mature-themed story. I mean, we've seen violence and gore in the trailers. We've seen children in peril, but also, we've just seen some cool JRPG stuff with giant monsters battling it out. We still have lots of questions on this one, but again, as I said, it's Final Fantasy, so we're just in. We're willing to check it out. Hopefully, it tells a damn good story with some compelling combat and, of course, some killer music. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click the like button, whatever suggestions you have in the comments, or, if you're new, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. But, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.